It's hard to overemphasize the importance of research when embarking on a work-at-home business. And this book is a great place to start. It's filled with the wisdom John Crestani gleaned from years of trial and error and is available to you now. To learn more, call the Work-at-Home hotline or visit the website. The information you need is on your screen now. I had a chance to speak with work-at-home expert John Crestani. Starting from scratch, he used the internet to build a hugely successful business. For Crestani, the key word is passion. A love of what you're doing can be like an engine that powers your home-based business. The internet is a place where many people make a lot of money. Is it really just a matter of discipline?
I believe so. You have to protect your focus on that business and realize that this is what you do now. And if you approach your business, your internet business, your work-at-home business like that, over time, I believe anybody can become successful. But you have to be passionate about it. And if you don't know what you're passionate about, you have to figure it out. Experiment with life. That's why people go to college, to find out what they're interested in. And I think it's the same thing with starting your own business. Is you have to find out what you're passionate about, what you're excited to talk about. I believe everybody has something they are excited to talk about. It might be crocheting, it might be gardening, but not everybody understands the concepts of marketing or has the discipline to go on every week or every day and be in front of their audience, even when you don't feel like it. That's discipline.
Owning a successful work-at-home business has brought stability and peace of mind to thousands of Americans. Of course, any rewarding endeavor involves a certain level of risk. For every single successful way to make money as an entrepreneur on the internet, there are 100 ways to get ripped off.
100%. 100%. There are more scams out there on the internet than there are legitimate opportunities by far. And it takes a long time, and I think that's why it took me so long. I'd always told myself I was gonna be an entrepreneur. I was trying to make money on the internet for years. I spent 4 years, I didn't make a dime, and I was just trying and trying and trying. I didn't make anything. Just because it's marketed as free and easy and it can make, a ton of money, don't just fall for any shiny object that's thrown your way. It's more difficult to make an actual legitimate income online.
Why is it so easy to be taken?
People want so bad that dream of being able to work from home and make money. It's the ultimate dream, I think, of everybody. With the right mindset, I believe everyone can succeed, but the caveat here is to be able to work for yourself, you need to be self-motivated. And I believe one of the big problems that has occurred in our society is that most people are trained to be employees. So they're not trained to be self-motivated. You're trained to be managed. And there's a very different basic mindset that happens when you have to work for yourself. You have to learn for yourself. You have to do the work. You can't just work at home and be lazy and be unprincipled.
Hard work is important, but by itself, it's no guarantee of success. It also takes knowledge, experience, and expert advice from trusted sources. What do you tell people based upon your experience, your success, your failures along the way? What do you say to folks who are out there slugging it out every day, trying to make a living, being an entrepreneur online?
I believe the most important thing to protect when you're doing an internet business is actually your own mindset. Because we are inundated with opportunities every day. We are inundated with products to buy every day. We are inundated with ideas. You should do this, you can do this, you want this. I think the most important thing is when you have a business at home, you have to do your research, no matter what, whenever you're doing an income opportunity. I personally believe it starts with knowing who you're working for. If you just trace it back, is there a person that I can identify that is behind this company? That is the easiest thing. you can do at first. So do your research. If you're looking to actually replace your income that requires you to drive to work each day, you should spend a couple minutes looking up the company, looking up the founders, looking up who you're going to be working for. I mean, this could be your opportunity to work from home. Why wouldn't you do a little bit of research? I tell people, find a mentor. Find somebody that you can actually rely on and trust and build a long-term relationship with, a teacher per se, if you will, to help guide you on that path to make money. A lot of the people that I see getting scammed, and some of the ways I was scammed, were from nameless, faceless organizations that had no actual real individual behind the organization, but there were massive promises of easy money, and I fell for some of them.
It's ubiquitous.
It's completely ubiquitous.
Ambiguous.
Completely.
And anonymous.
100%.
If you focus and are dedicated, you can succeed.
I believe if you give yourself the right resources, if you find a mentor, and with hard work and dedication, you can greatly increase your chances of success. And that's what I've done personally. And it took me a while. But by doing all of those things, by finding a mentor, by doing my research, by working hard, I was able to reach a point where I would consider myself successful. I've been able to reach a point where I can work at any time I want. I don't have to wake up to an alarm bell anymore. I work from home. I can spend time whenever I want with my children. I can travel the world with my family. And it's not a vacation, it's just our life. So these are the things that having an internet business has allowed me to create for myself in my life. And it's been absolutely amazing. And was all the hard work worth it? If you were to ask me that, I would say 100% yes.
By now, you might be wondering if a home-based business is the financial answer you've been looking for. To learn more and to reserve your copy of John Crestani's book, use the Work at Home hotline information you see on your screen below. Some scams are glaringly obvious, but the worst ones are getting more sophisticated all the time. It's harder and harder to recognize the bad guys.
I was looking for a work from home job because I was a student at the time and I had a full class schedule and couldn't work a full-time job, but needed to pay rent. I found a job doing real estate wholesaling is what they told me the job was going to be. And basically my job was I needed to find investors and I needed to find people selling their homes. And it was my job to find both of them and kind of connect them together. It was very legit through the whole thing. I worked for that company for about a month and a half. And there were red flags, to be sure, but my direct supervisor, I talked to her face to face. I called her on the phone. I was on video chat with her. The CEO, I saw him on video chats as well, and it was all very legit, and I realized it was a scam when there was no money. We didn't get paid. As these red flags started to rise and I started to question more and more, I started to ask other employees. I asked them, how long have you been here and have you gotten a paycheck yet? Everyone that I talked to said that they had been hired within a week of the time that I was hired. And because the pay structure was monthly, no one had gotten a paycheck yet. I was really excited. I told my parents about this job, and my father, while he is very supportive, he's also very realistic, and he did not want me to move here. And so his prediction was I wouldn't last 4 months. When the time came and I didn't get paid, it was 2 days before rent was due. And the humiliating part is I had to call my father. And I had to tell him that I needed $1,000 right then and there. Otherwise, I would have been kicked out. Living in California, going to school, I didn't work basically for a month and a half. And in California, you can't do that. So, yeah, it was tough. It was really tough. I could have been homeless. If you are looking for a work from home job, I would highly, highly recommend to find someone to help you, find a mentor. It's not something that you can do on your own.
If something doesn't feel right, listen to your gut. Don't be afraid to ask questions. A legitimate business will have answers that make sense. You also need what's commonly known as a BS detector. Be very skeptical of anything you read on the internet, including comments and reviews.
When new technology comes into play, we design it so that it will make our lives better. We find new ways to try to advance what we're doing. It takes a very short order for somebody else to figure out how to abuse that system. In a recent interview, I was asked, how did I keep pace with the criminals? And the truth was, the criminals and I were working side by side, not together. They were trying to figure out a way to abuse the system, and I was trying to figure out that same way and then how to protect the system. The criminals are winning. The system is being abused. It's how 99% of stolen credit cards, stolen information, personal information about you, your financials, your health care, the companies you work for, all of that, they monetize that. They make money through the internet, through selling you stuff, through luring you in. Phishing schemes and botnets and malware and ransomware are all directly a portion of the abuse of the internet and the abuse of the systems that are put there. You need to remember this and go back to this. Just because it's on the internet doesn't make it true. Pure and simple.
As always, your best defense is common sense. For Scam Report, I'm Chris Hansen. By now, you might be wondering if a home-based business is the financial answer you've been looking for. To learn more and to reserve your copy of John Crestani's book, use the Work at Home hotline information you see on your screen below.
This has been a presentation for Scam Report, Episode 2, sponsored by Pendragon Labs.